This book is Life Made Simple, authored by me 15 years back. Behind, I put my philosophy of life. Grow like a tree, fall like a river. The more flexible you are not very rigid, you are not very adamant. The life becomes smoother. If you become so rigid, a small wind can make you to break. Assume you become flexible. A wind can make you to fall down. But tomorrow morning when sunlight comes, you will wake up and grow. So life has to be flexible. It is not that I am not attached to Carla. When Carla calls me, I am here. That's because I have an attachment to Carla. We met, we had discussion. I know Jenny, we had one interaction. Maybe we have an interaction which makes us to have an attachment. But the quote which you are mentioning, the anonymous person who gave that quote, most of the time in English, when they use the word should not have attachment. We have a great book called Bhagavad Gita, which I was teaching, which talks about Indian philosophy of relationships. Attachment is used most of the time because from the original text of Sanskrit, when that was translated, most of the words which are translated as attachment, if you re-look at it, you understand it is bondage. So when you have bondage, I depend on somebody else too much. That creates problem. So we must be aware about how I am growing, how I am living, how I am flowing. Because as human, all of us have this awareness in us. How wisely we use, that better our life will be. This is required until you get into a level where you don't further require development and growth. But as you want to grow in life, we all need this direction setting, planning. It is not flow with the way life takes us. But after some time, yes, once you are stabilized, you go with the flow. That's what I feel.
Well, I like that reinterpretation of the word attachment, because not all attachment is negative. I am attached to my grandchildren. I will do anything to make sure that they are safe and they have what they need. I still feel that way about my son and my daughter-in-law. So there is definitely an attachment there. That's a positive attachment. But like you said, when it gets into bondage, when it gets into beyond the normal, beyond the norm, that's when we have to pay attention. And I'm aware that oftentimes that's emotional. And that's what we need to do is process the emotions so we can take apart that negative part of attachment, that what you would call bondage, so that the attachment is healthy.
Yeah.
And we can move through it and then go with the flow. But I want to thank you, because the first thing that you were talking about was the tree and flexibility. I think everyone, at least in the United States, when we were in school, at some point in our physical education, they told us to dance like the willow. And we had to do this back and forth kind of flow thing. And, you know, it was a lot of fun when we were kids to do that. But as adults, we forget, you know, and there was a lesson that was not necessarily overtly taught, but the lesson to be flexible, to move, to allow yourself to bend so that you can handle whatever is coming at you.
Yeah.
Asma, you're my wise old young friend. How does this sit with you?
Yeah, you both are like explaining it greatly. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Asma. Taking a cue from what Asma spoke, continued by Jani and Carla, it's not reflections and reactions what set my flow. It is my actions which set my flow. What happens internally is, oh, I judge, I criticize, I compare, I analyze. All that ultimately, either in terms of words or in terms of actions, they're all called my actions only. My words also are actions. So, any performance, any activity which I do depends on the skill which I have already. And though I have skill, going with the flow means I understand, oh, this is the opportunity, this is the environment in which I must do like this. If I am with you and you all agree, you say, yeah, I am with you, I am with your flow. Assume that my interpretation, my reflection, my judgment is not that, then I am not with the flow. So my activity has to match with my environment, my skill, then I can be with the flow. Then my action becomes a perfect action, and other may not understand that is my criticism, that's my reflection, that's my reaction. They will genuinely see that, oh, this person is genuinely in action. So I need skill, I need opportunity, but how do you place it? That is the internal control. So I don't have control on the situations in which I am, but I have an internal control which governs me. So to be with the flow, what you require is an internal control. And if you have that internal control, you will be always with the flow. You don't have to react to situations, you don't have to reflect to situations, you will wait for your time to come and then act. When your time comes and then you act, it is not seen as reflections and reactions. You wait, and that attitude setting is must. Therefore, performance depends on attitude, opportunity, and skill. And everyone has to do actions.
I would add one more.
Carla is talking about silence and asking me to speak. Yeah. I am from a Himalayan tradition meditation. My master Rama, my master Ram Swami Vedabharati taught only silence. So I am a Himalayan tradition meditation master. I listen very carefully what Asna wanted to say and what Jean wanted to say. One is the role which all of us have to play. We have an individual role, we have a family role, we have a residence in a place, we have a community role, we have a religious role, we have a state role, we have a national role and an international role. So as human being, we have to be human. Being human is human being. So the more you grow, we have to show that, and showing is important. And that showing is the intention what Jani was telling. When I am writing, I am playing my role in the society. When I am talking, I am playing the role of being with the international people here. Right? So each time I take a goal and I play my role and I value the wisdom which I had from my tradition, the wisdom which I had with my learning, with my attitude. So role, goal, value, balancing is life. And if you know how to balance it, all my books are on LIFE, life. the life becomes so rhythmic. You have no trouble in life. It will become so musical. And your whole life becomes life of love. You have love not to you, but you consider somebody is in front of me. He is also reflecting. We are like a mirror. So no attachment. Mirror doesn't have attachment. When you are in front of that, it reflects. As you go from the mirror, nothing is there. It's blank. And that is what is silence. And that don't mistake this silence which we use in meditation, psychology, spirituality as sound silence. That's a big mistake. If I walk with Asna and discuss the same topic in the Karachi very busy street, there can be a lot of noise around. But still what I am talking to you, you will be able to capture it. So it is not the external noise, it is not the external disturbance. My intent, that is what Jane was telling, my intent matters. Even there are a lot of noise, I can sit, all this poetry I wrote in the center of city in Delhi, sitting in a temple. Hundreds of people with the drums and beatings and songs will go around. I still do my job because I am internally inside me and my intention is very clear. Right? So you can be silent, you can be violent. Though the society is violent, you can be silent. Though the society is silent, you can also be violent. It all depends on your internal attitude. That's all what I want. The desire, intention, the plan what we have, if it becomes your passion, what Asma says she had worry, tension, all that will not be there. So focus comes when you have passion. And your focus may be different, but ultimately everybody's focus is learning, earning and fame. Underneath these we have happiness. So L-I-F-E, life is live in full enjoyment. Life is learn in full enjoyment. Life is learning is an investment for future earning. So we have great intention in life that can be earning, that can be fame, that can be any activity which you want. Underneath all these, what we need is happiness. And that happiness comes with the passion. And passion you have, focus is clear, no worries, no tension at all. You are only focused on your intentions, your goal and value.